Jared Jester here with Comey and Shepherd Realtors. I wanted to talk to you about recession and a strong and healthy economy. I depend on it just like the rest of us do. I have an interest in it because I want to know how is a possible recession going to impact my clients and the value of their home and my business and the value of my own home. Um, so I didn't know a lot about it, so I went and did a little bit of homework for myself to make sure that I had a better understanding, and that's what I want to try to get across to you here today. Um, so there are different signs out there. There's been a lot of talk about an upcoming recession. Again, some people think it's going to happen sooner than later, but nobody really has that pinpointed. The Fed just lowered the federal fund rate to 2.25%. That number, however, does not have a direct reflection and impact on mortgage rates. That number actually is the number that the Fed has for banks borrowing money back and forth. So at the end of every day, a bank has to balance their sheets. You know, they lend more, blah, blah, blah. And so they'll actually borrow money back and forth because they have to balance at the end of the day every day by law. And so that's what that number reflects. Actually, mortgage-backed securities are the only thing that reflect what mortgage rates are in the economy. And so actually the Fed could lower that funding rate to 2.25%, but that doesn't mean that your mortgage or that mortgage rates are gonna go down. In fact, mortgage rates could very well go up. But economic cycles, they happen about every 4 to 7 years. Right now, we're at about 10 years since our last recession, which was our 2008. That was a major recession that was actually caused by a housing crisis. But what a recession is two consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. And what a recession does not equal a housing crisis. So I attached an infographic to the email that I sent out, and I'll also attach it on the back end of this video. But in that infographic, it shows that out of the last 5 U.S. recessions, economic recessions, 2 have lost home values. 2008 obviously was that subprime mortgage induced recession, and there was a major impact on home values. During that, there was another one in the past 30 years where there was a slight impact on home values. But out of the 5, the other 3 actually had growth, actually had gains in and appreciation in home values. So even though a recession is coming, it doesn't mean that the sky is falling. I believe that education and knowledge negates fear, and if everyone lives in fear, that's the direction possibly that things could turn. But if people understand the direction that we're heading and they don't run around with the sky is falling mentality, I believe that it can have a much more positive impact. And so hopefully this video has given you some insight, maybe even inspired you to go out and do a little more homework on your own so you understand that. And I hope you have a great day, and I want you to love where you live.